To me, research-led education means in part that the people that are teaching are also active in research, and that includes me. So I hope that my enthusiasm for my teaching is fueled by my enthusiasm for the research that's related to it. So I think we should check with the students, but I think the students benefit from that, which is actually having researchers, active researchers, teaching. And quite often that also has sort of tangible aspects in the sense that I might even share a problem with them that I'm working on now or that I think I've just solved, partly because that's very fresh in my mind, but partly because actually we can get them to help us with our research, you know, these bright people. Second thing is, when I'm teaching, I would like the students to have some knowledge, of course, some specific knowledge about my subjects. I love my subject area. But more than that, I want them to sort of, I want to engender in them that sense of joy at finding new things out. And that's where the research element comes in. So rather than, here's a load of stuff you need to know, get your exam, stock it away, never use it again, what you really want to do is engender some spirit that goes way beyond the subject, which is about recognising that most things we don't know, which means that they're open playing fields and that people can contribute to them. And that if you have the right skill set, you can actually ask questions almost every day that potentially you could answer and be the first person to answer. So that notion of research as a joyous activity, you know, of learning more generally as a joyous activity, I think that's the thing you really want to get across. And actually the thing about research, even more than finding answers to previously unanswered questions, it's about identifying questions, right? So the process is very, very much more open-ended, whereas as teaching known material is very convergent. Research is very divergent, and the most skillful researchers are actually the ones that recognise the question first. Seems a strange thing to say, but actually research is almost entirely about recognising interesting questions that are answerable, right? So the answer actually quite often comes from someone else. The one who gets the credit often in science is the person who comes up with the question, believe it or not. So and this is a hard thing because I think it's quite different from taught courses normally, where students are used to, you know, good students, you put a paper in front of them, they answer the questions, they get a good mark, they get a good grade, everyone's happy. So for quite a number of students, actually, if they haven't gone through some kind of research-led education, really top undergraduates find it difficult to make a transition to postgraduate research because you suddenly say to them, there are no questions I'm going to put in front of you. You have to come up with the questions yourself. And then if you can answer them, that's great.